In a region long accustomed to the sound of airstrikes, this operation felt different. During a quiet night, far from the public eye, underground nuclear facilities in Iran were struck with remarkable precision. No fighter escorts were detected, no warning sirens had enough time to react, and the massive craters left behind told the story themselves. Yet the aircraft responsible for the mission left almost no visible trace. Reports indicate the platform involved may have been America's most elusive and advanced strategic bomber, the B-2 Spirit, the only aircraft in the world capable of carrying out such a difficult mission without being intercepted. Developed by Northrop Grumman and introduced in 1989, the B-2 Spirit represented a revolutionary step forward in military aviation. It became the first heavy bomber in history designed specifically to penetrate advanced enemy defenses while remaining virtually invisible. Stealth was not an additional feature of the aircraft. It was the entire foundation of its design. The origins of the B-2 can be traced back to the height of the Cold War. During the early 1980s, the United States faced a rapidly modernizing Soviet air defense network, capable of identifying and intercepting conventional bombers long before they could approach their targets. In response, the Pentagon launched the Advanced Technology Bomber Program, a classified initiative intended to create an aircraft that could make traditional radar detection and conventional air defense systems nearly obsolete. The answer arrived in the form of a flying wing, a design concept first explored decades earlier by Northrop engineers. The final configuration of the B-2 featured a smooth, triangular flying wing shape with no vertical stabilizers, minimal exposed surfaces, and curved edges designed to scatter radar waves. Combined with radar-absorbing materials and internally stored weapons, the aircraft achieved a radar cross-section comparable to that of a small bird, despite its enormous size. The B-2's wingspan measures 172 feet, or roughly 52 meters, making it even wider than a Boeing 747. The aircraft can fly at high subsonic speeds and operate at altitudes exceeding 50,000 feet, approximately 15,200 meters. Its operational range reaches around 6,000 nautical miles, close to 11,000 kilometers, and with aerial refueling, its reach becomes effectively global, capable of carrying more than 40,000 pounds, or nearly 18,000 kilograms, of ordnance. The B-2 can deliver both conventional and nuclear weapons with exceptional accuracy. Most importantly, the B-2 remains the only aircraft in the United States Air Force capable of carrying the GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, a 30,000-pound bunker-busting weapon specifically developed to destroy deeply buried facilities. This bomb can penetrate up to 60 feet, around 18 meters, of reinforced concrete before detonation, and even greater depths through softer materials such as earth. That capability makes it one of the few viable non-nuclear weapons capable of reaching hardened underground bunkers, like those found in North Korea or Iran. Despite its highly sophisticated systems, the B-2 is operated by only 2 crew members, a pilot and a mission commander. Its cockpit contains advanced digital flight controls, terrain-following radar, and automated mission management systems. The bomber was engineered for low-altitude penetration missions, allowing it to navigate beneath radar coverage while maintaining stealth throughout every stage of the operation. However, maintaining that level of stealth comes at a significant cost. Each B-2 requires extensive maintenance, especially to preserve its radar-absorbing outer coating. After every mission, ground crews must carefully inspect and restore the aircraft's surface materials, often requiring several days before the bomber is ready to fly again. Even so, that complexity is balanced by unmatched capability. The B-2 conducted its first combat mission in 1999 during NATO bombing operations in Kosovo. During that campaign alone, 6 B-2 bombers flew dozens of sorties and delivered a significant percentage of all precision-guided weapons used in the operation. In the years that followed, the aircraft played critical roles in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Libya, frequently striking targets during the opening hours of a conflict before enemy defenses could fully respond. Unlike earlier Cold War bombers such as the B-52 and the B-1B, the B-2 sacrifices raw speed and payload for something considered far more valuable in modern warfare: invisibility. While aircraft like the B-52 can be detected from hundreds of miles away, the B-2 was designed to remain unnoticed, allowing it to strike early, deep inside enemy territory, and with devastating precision. That advantage, however, comes at an extraordinary financial cost. Each B-2 Spirit costs more than $2 billion, making it one of the most expensive aircraft ever built. Originally, the United States planned to purchase 132 bombers, but after the Cold War ended, the order was reduced to only 21 units. Today, just 19 remain operational, with one lost in a crash and another reserved for testing. Even after decades of service, the B-2 continues to serve as a key part of America's nuclear deterrence strategy. It forms the airborne component of the nation's nuclear triad, alongside land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles and submarine-launched nuclear weapons. Its combination of stealth, long range, and flexibility ensures that it can launch from the continental United States and strike targets almost anywhere on Earth. At the same time, its successor, the B-21 Raider, has entered advanced stages of development and testing, promising even lower radar visibility, improved maintenance efficiency, and the potential for autonomous operation. Still, the B-2 is expected to remain in service well into the 2030s. The aircraft continues to receive upgrades, including modern communication systems, improved defensive avionics, and compatibility with next-generation weapons. In an era defined by renewed competition between major powers, with China expanding its nuclear arsenal and Russia investing heavily in sophisticated air defenses, the demand for stealth platforms has only increased. The recent deployment of B-2 bombers to the Middle East, whether officially confirmed or not, sends a strategic message to allies and adversaries alike. The United States continues to possess the ability to strike at any moment without warning or detection. The B-2 Spirit is more than an aircraft. It represents decades of technological innovation, born during the Cold War and sustained by modern military necessity. Its silhouette may now be recognizable, but its presence still carries an aura of mystery. The bomber travels unseen and attacks without notice. As one former military commander famously stated, "If you can see it, it is already too late." Now attention has shifted toward the B-21 Raider, America's newest strategic bomber. The United States Department of Defense officially unveiled its first new bomber in more than 30 years at Northrop Grumman's Plant 42 facility. Northrop Grumman, the aerospace and defense company awarded the development contract in 2015, spent years designing and building the aircraft under intense secrecy. On December 2, 2022, in Palmdale, California, the world finally received its first public look at the bomber when it was revealed during an official ceremony. The B-21 Raider is expected to provide the United States Air Force with a wide range of next-generation capabilities, including long-range strike missions, advanced reconnaissance and surveillance functions, and powerful electronic warfare systems. The Raider is also designed for long-duration operations, allowing it to remain mission-ready for extended periods with reduced maintenance demands. Although many aspects of the aircraft remain classified, the Department of Defense has confirmed that the bomber is nuclear capable and engineered to support both manned and unmanned operations. The B-21 represents the result of more than 50 years of low observable technology development and is expected to be extremely difficult to detect, even with the world's most advanced air defense systems. The aircraft is expected to become the backbone of America's future bomber fleet. with at least 100 B-21 Raiders projected to be acquired over the coming decades. The bomber was not expected to complete its first flight until 2023, yet discussions surrounding its cost had already become widespread. In June 2016, the Air Force declined to publicly release Northrop Grumman's estimated contract value, arguing that doing so could expose sensitive information regarding the program. Even so, estimates suggested that each individual B-21 Raider could cost around $700 million. Although that figure appears extremely high, it is considered relatively responsible compared to previous military aviation programs. The project managed to avoid the massive budget overruns and delays that have affected many defense contracts in the past, allowing it to remain closer to planned spending levels. In fact, when inflation and long-term operational costs are considered, the B-21 is projected to cost roughly half as much as the bomber it is intended to replace. The legacy of the B-21 Raider has not yet been written, but even its name reflects the expectations placed upon it by the United States Air Force. Northrop Grumman describes the aircraft as the first bomber designed specifically for the 21st century. The name Raider honors the Doolittle Raiders, the World War II pilots who carried out the famous Tokyo raid in response to Japan's attack on Pearl Harbor. Led by Lieutenant Colonel James Doolittle, the air crews flew more than 650 miles to strike targets deep inside Japanese territory during what became the first American offensive air operation against the Japanese mainland. More than 80 years later, the B-21 Raider is expected to serve a similar purpose by helping protect the United States from hostile powers. In a world increasingly shaped by advanced technology and strategic competition, much about the B-21 remains hidden from public view. The bomber's true capabilities may not be fully understood for decades, but with the B-21 entering service, future generations may feel reassured, knowing their nation possesses one of the most advanced strategic aircraft ever created. As the Secretary of Defense stated, this is not simply another airplane, and it is not merely another acquisition program. It represents America's determination to defend the republic we cherish. It stands as proof of our deterrence strategy and our ability to support it anytime and anywhere. This is what America does.